Like tied up, like
On the grid?
On calls.
No, it's not there, no.
Yeah.
It's ready?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gone.
Ben said that Ben didn't call.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, I'm calling this meeting to order at 9:40. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Sheriff, would you lead us, please?
Sure. Salute, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we pray this day for your ever enduring guidance. We ask you to cloak us in wisdom and fortitude, that we may dispense our knowledge and facts intelligently among all humanity of whom we serve. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, do we have reports from closed session, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, board met in closed session pursuant to Government Code 54957, threat to public services or facilities, in consultation with Sheriff McGarva and Lassen County Sheriff Office, as well as Silas Rojas, Lassen County Office of Emergency Services. No reportable action. The board also met in closed session with conference with labor negotiator Andrew Plett and with Gretchen pinch hitting forum, and that was with regard to POA and UPEC, and no reportable action.
Thank you. Okay, I need an agenda approval, additions or deletions.
I would move approval.
Okay, I have a motion by Supervisor Alba.
Second.
And a second by Supervisor Ingram. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Is there any public comment at this time? Being there is none, we'll go to unagendized reports. You want to start us off, Jason?
Sure. Let's see, after the board meeting last week, we attended the air pollution meeting with me and a couple other colleagues on the board. Attended the Milford Food Pantry and gave them a hand on Thursday. I also attended an emergency EMC Zoom. That was very productive. And wanted to thank Silas openly. He's been a good person for input and helping me with the board. As we all know, we're the EMS is 5 counties. So what we had to meet about only pertained to our county, and the rest of the board is very sympathetic with what's going on. So we take my input as well as Silas's input very seriously. And that was the direction we ended up giving Donna. Over the weekend, attended the Sip of Wine, Taste of Beef with the Lassen County Cattlewomen. And once again, they outdid themselves with all the good grub and the hors d'oeuvres. I wanted to allocate $500 to the SEIR powwow and also adjourn the meeting in memory of Tina Richards. She was one of our behavioral health employees. And that's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Alba.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's see, last week I attended the REI Zoom meeting. So we're looking at putting together a couple of programs, one in Lake County, probably this spring, and another one this fall, like right down around Tehama County, somewhere like that, for the educational, for the legislative leaders of Sacramento. On Saturday, I attended the Sportsman Summit there in Big Valley, which is the old coyote drive. It means how you can't have a coyote hunt competition anymore. They changed the Sportsman Summit, but still a lot of people go out there and do the right thing and weed out some of the predators.
Enjoy themselves. Huh?
Yeah, yes. It's basketball playoff season, so I want to wish everybody the best in their playoffs. And thanks to all the refs that go out there and ref the games. So thank you for that. And then on Sunday, I attended Brian Daly. He put on his vision for California. I was up there in Beaver, and it was a pleasure to see Mr. Scanlon. He made the drive too to go up there. And kind of his vision is he wants to create a PAC to have political influence on to get legislators, the Republican like-minded, that's gonna help us up here in our district, because we get it handed to us all the time. We all know that, but hopefully with, if he gets enough money that we can make some influence and they'll start respecting us a little bit, because we don't have any respect up here in Eastern California by any means. So that was kind of his vision, and Michael, I'm sure he'll touch on a little bit too. And then let's see, I guess the only other thing I got is the, Tina Bartlett, she's been in contact with me on, getting a wolf liaison and carcass removal. We still need to work on some of that stuff. She's been out of the office and on sick leave or something, but anyway. So we still need to keep working on that, and moving forward, but I don't know what good it's gonna do, but anyway, I think that's something we still need to push forward to a little bit, especially on the liaison, the carcass removal. I think that's just a waste of time and effort, but here again, they want to push all this stuff off on the county, so we need to be very careful about how we go forward, so we don't get stuck holding the bag.
Thank you very much.
That's all I got.
Mr. Neely.
Yeah, today, we have a pool meeting at 3:00. And I also attended the air pollution meeting last week and the LAFCO meeting on that Monday. And that's it.
Okay, Mr. Stanley, you're next.
On the 10th, I attended the Lassen County Air Pollution Control District meeting. On the 12th, I attended the Spalding Community Service District meeting. On Sunday the 15th, along with Supervisor Alba, I attended, I guess, the town hall meeting that Brian Daly sponsored. And again, his idea is to develop a political action committee that will be hopefully influential in lieu of the fact that the redistricting is probably going to take away our representative. We're not going to be represented. The Bay Area will be, but we're going to be left out in the cold. And so I believe that, well, that's in the Congress, but also in the northern state, that the supermajority has left us in the cold. And so that's what he's trying to rectify. And I think it's got an idea of a lot of merit to it. I still have a couple of questions, but a lot of merit to it. And then later today, I've got the Honey Lake Valley Recreation Authority pool meeting. And I'd like to acknowledge the Lassen Grizzlies wrestling team. Over the weekend, the boys won their third straight section championship, and the girls won their very first section championship in school history. And so
That's pretty awesome.
they did pretty good. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on the 11th, I attended an agenda meeting. After that, I drove to Sacramento. On the 12th, I attended a CSAC Board of Directors meeting. It was a long day. I want to go over a couple things here in a minute on what's going on. I got home at 7:30 that night. The next day, I attended a 2-hour Zoom with the Nortec Executive Board. I'd also like to, out of my discretionary funds, put $500 towards clay breakers, please. And then I kind of want to give everybody a heads up on HR1. You need to do your homework on all that. It's kind of scary. I'll just read something here. While the governor's budget proposal includes funding to address the state's increased costs from HR1 impacts, there is no funding to help the counties respond to the massive new financial burden that has been placed upon them. Counties are facing billions of dollars. This is statewide, so it's split up according to population. But anyway, to protect the new costs of Medi-Cal, CalFresh, indigent care, and results of HR1. Some of the primary direct cost shifts from CalFresh administration and increased county workload to help individuals enroll and remain eligible for Medi-Cal and CalFresh, which are life-saving programs. Absent state support to address these county budget impacts, the state's safety net will crumble as counties cannot backfill the federal funding on their own. If the safety net crumbles, the local state economies will as well. Anybody, if any of you guys want to take this and read it, you're welcome to it. There's a lot more information, but it's kind of scary. It was a big issue at CSAC. And it was every county that was there is concerned. It's the blue counties and the red counties. It's going to devastate California. So go ahead.
So this is just a big cut from federal funds from HR1 that's gonna be dispersed to all counties in the state, and they're gonna disperse it by population.
No,
What little bit that's left.
no, it's gonna, I don't know exactly how they're gonna disperse it, but it's gonna affect every county. You know, when you talk about billions of dollars spread out over 58 counties, there's not a county that's not gonna be affected.
So it's being cut billions.
Yeah.
Got it.
So anyway, that's my report. Go ahead.
One other quick, with Mr. Scanlon's report, it dawned on me on the stuff that we're dealing with. You have a UNR, you have the Wolfpack,
Mhm.
they brought wolves in. You got the Lassen Grizzlies. I don't want to be bringing the Grizzlies, so maybe Lassen High School could change their mascot name to something else, because otherwise fishing predators want to be Grizzlies up.
What do we have? The college is what?
Cougars. Yeah,
Well, we used to, when they
it
started,
used to be fine, but nowadays I'm a little bit conspiracy theorist, so.
well, when Lassen College first was,
Call them the Commanders.
was built, you know what they started out as their mascot? Camels,
Yeah.
kind of like the Cougars better. But anyway, with that,
That's I digress. Carry on.
we have, let's go to G.
Let's pull G5.
Okay.
And G6.
Motion that we pass the balance.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Nope. Any comment from the public? Bring it back up here. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hey, Mr. Alval, you're up with G5.
Yeah, so it just, it looks like we've got 3 parcels. I'm just curious, are all those parcels up there vacant?
No, it's actually a part of a park. And the Clear Creek Community District is redoing their water system. And they've got a pump house and a bunch of stuff. And they're making a new pumping station, and they've got to dig a trench across the park, essentially up there. It's a beautiful little park, but it's a county park. And so they have to get an easement, put a shovel in the ground. And so this is the last step for them to complete basically a multi-million-dollar water project that's been in the works for quite a while. And once you get the easement, then they can actually start construction. So they're just basically going across the park.
No, I mean, I got no problem with that. I just want to know, if there was, what was there and if it's a park,
Yeah, no, I've been up there meeting with those guys monthly.
That's a beautiful park.
It's a beautiful park.
It is a nice.
And anyway, it's a pretty easy deal. The pizza you can elaborate.
I don't think you can improve.
Pardon me?
I don't think you can
I want
improve
to hear
the
from her.
briefing, yeah.
But, I mean, I'm assuming that they're gonna put the park back and make it, the grass back and fill in the divots and
Yes.
keep it a nice park, I'm assuming.
Yes, exactly.
What was that in here, in the contract? That they do that?
It's in the plans and specifications, but which we reviewed all that.
Okay. Yeah, anyway,
We've been working with their consultant for probably past year when they first started, actually probably longer than that. Going back when they were doing pre-planning for this when they were getting ready to apply for the grant. So we've been working with them on those specifications, all along and everything.
are they gonna have to move any playground equipment or anything to
No.
go through this, or?
No.
They'll stay away from all
Yeah.
that?
The major impact will just be the sprinkler system there. So we'll have to repair those lines as they trench through them.
Right. No, it sounds good.
It's, I think it's a 6 or 8 inch one. It's coming down. They have a spring house out on the backside of that park there. That's been there for many years. They're just upgrading that, coming down, and then they're putting in a whole new pump station as well to get out of the fire hall where they have their current.
They're gonna put a big tank up on the hill over the town. And a new water line down to the community, so it'll be fire suppression, it'll be water for them, but also a line out all the way to Westwood in case they need water for like a fire or something like that. Backup system basically.
How many gallons is that tank?
Gigantic, ginormous. But, yeah, it's a big battle.
Yeah.
Nice description.
I can picture it.
I can too.
Any other questions?
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. I would move that we adopt the resolution granting a permanent easement to Clear Creek Community Services District over county-owned property identified as APN number 123-051-001 and authorize the chairman or the CAO to execute the easement deed.
I'll second it.
I have a first and a second. Those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Mr. Neely.
Yeah, for the off-highway grants.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the
morning.
board, Madam Clerk, Mr. Anderson. Last year, we applied for the California State Parks off-highway grant, and we received $23,880. We've been approved to receive $23,880. A lot of that money is for the deputies overtime, a little over $11,000. A little over $4,000 for sergeants overtime patrolling, responding to emergencies regarding off-highway vehicle incidents. We also have some training involved in there. I've got a little over $3,000 slotted for Captain Russell for training and patrol time out on HVs. He's so well versed with the area and he knows the machines. We're happy to get 20 hours of enforcement for him, as well as training reimbursement to train our people. We have a little bit of equipment in the grant as well, some flat tire repair kits, and some dry belts for the ski-doos and things like that. We've got a lot of OHV area to cover, mainly up in North County. It's a little hard to get to with the hours that we get sometimes, but about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive to get up to Clark's Lost Road in Ash Valley, and back going at 55 miles an hour. So we're going to try to get up there more and patrol those areas with our equipment this year. We're asking to adopt the resolution to receive those funds.
I just want to comment on it because I usually ride up in Spalding and do those different events that are up there, and so I appreciate the sheriff's department going up and just patrolling that and being a part of those ride outs, and it's a great benefit to the community, and I know that everybody appreciates them being there and just if there was something bad to happen, that they were there to respond. And so thank God nothing's happened. Everybody's but I think it's a really good program. The other thing that I was wondering is, I know we can't do it this year, but if you could look into seeing if there's some money for patrolling on the different pathways on that where people actually go out and hike and different trails that are here. Because we had one of our local residents, you know, on one of the trails here in town that, you know, and so maybe if there's some money out there that we could add to, patrolling those areas or be able to cost share something with the city, you know, that we could get that money maybe from one of these grants in next year, if you could look into that.
I'll look into that. I'm working on next year's grant now, and we were looking at some maybe e-bikes to patrol some of those areas to be sure motorcycles and those things that aren't allowed on those trails aren't there. So I'm looking at some e-bikes now for next year's grant. It has to be OHV related and some enforcement.
Right.
But I think we can definitely try.
All right.
It might be an e-bike, but we can get out there.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And you can train Mr. Alba on that e-bike.
Two-wheel drive?
It's gotta be fun.
I really,
No, thank you.
I have to comment on your comment. I think that's a great idea. Those e-bikes are pretty amazing.
Yes.
My wife and I bought a pair of them last fall, and it'd be a great patrol vehicle. It really would. I mean, I'm excited that you said that. You know, be able to cover a lot of our trails and make them safer.
The siren might drain the battery though.
Pardon?
The siren might drain the battery.
And lights, that's my.
Yeah.
That's right. Anyway,
The Biz Johnson Trail.
any other questions? Okay, go ahead.
Do drones fit under OHV or not?
Specifically, no. They're listed as a not covered item, like, specifically. So I think somebody probably snuck some in before, and it's not an allowed item under the grant specifically. No drones, no regular, equipment such as firearms, vests, things like that.
Darn. I thought I was gonna get to be the first one.
Fortunately not.
Looking for a motion.
All right, I'll make the motion.
Okay, I have a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Do I have a second? You
Well,
want to read that?
so we should adopt, I have a motion to accept the grant funding, and adopt the resolution and authorize. Execute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those in
Was that
favor?
your motion, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Public,
Opposed?
public.
Is there a public comment? Is there is none? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a time certain? Recognition.
Chairman, I sent you a text. It appears that Vanessa Hanson won't be here today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't check my text. Okay, well, we'll get that to her. I'm kind of honored to do this one right here. Sheriff McGarvey, would you come up, please? You brought those beautiful ladies to coach you on, didn't you?
Well, they make me look better wherever I go, so.
Anyway, it really was as an honor and appreciation for your 25 years of employment with the County of Lassen. We, the Lassen County Board of Supervisors, would like to take this opportunity to present you with a certificate of recognition and thank you for your time, efforts, and commitment. I really mean that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I gotta get a picture and in so doing, I'm gonna share with the world I'm wearing his shoes.
You know, if it was July, I would laugh, but I'm not laughing. There you go.
One more.
One more. Oh. Do you know this young lady?
Don't worry, I waited until the shoes got out of the photo.
Yeah. Well, you won't be able to see him.
Thank you, John.
Thank you guys.
That's yours? Look at that. That's gonna look nice on your desk.
Yeah.
Anybody have a comment? Alba.
No, John, I just want to, I've known you for many, many years and I just want to say thank you for being the man that you are. And when I say man, I mean man. You know, you stepped into this role and you've owned it and you've got the respect of everybody and you're just doing the stand-up job that, I mean, everybody respects you. And I just hope you just keep doing this and just keep doing what you're doing because what you've been doing is you've been doing it right. And you have a beautiful family, you know, your dad, everybody is just, you guys are just pillars of the community. And I just really respect that and I admire that. And I just want to say thank you for doing everything you've done.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Mike?
John, we really appreciate the good job that you're doing. And I thank you for your dedicated service and you're a great employee. And I love your love for the county. It's awesome.
Anyone else?
Seeing as how these boys beat me to it, I would like to second what they said. Thank you, John, for always answering the phone and helping us out whenever we need it. Thank you, sir.
Now I get to talk.
Oh,
Tom, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I just was, just want to thank you, John, for all the hard work. I know that there's been a lot of, stuff thrown on your plate. And so I just appreciate all the hard work and dedication that you put in for the county and your mom and dad did a good job. Thank you.
I just want to thank you for, I like what Aaron said, being the man that you are. I'm not surprised. I've known you for a long time. I've known your family for even longer. You know, you got a compliment the other day that really hit me. And I forget who said it. Your name was mentioned and they said, well, can you get that to him? He said, well, he's in his office every day. Every day means 7 days a week. I appreciate that. Took a real man to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, John.
I think we're on 8.
Yes, we're on the page. Fair board. Or fair report, I'm sorry. You know what I meant, huh? Thanks again, John.
You guys are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Bill Pyre, Fair Manager. I'm bringing today H1. As you probably know, Lassen, Lassen, Sierra Cascade Family Service or Family Opportunities has been a long time tenant and partner of the Lassen County Fair. They operate the Head Start program at the fairgrounds. And when I came aboard, there was a contract in place. In 2025, the contract was to be renegotiated for the monthly fee amount. And when reviewing that, I found that it seemed like it was kind of a low number. They do service a lot of folks in the community that really need that service, but we also need to keep the fairgrounds whole as well. So we started the renegotiation process, and I found that for the 4,500 square foot building that they occupy and the additional services that they get along with that, a fair market value for that would be a facility fee of about $2,250 a month. As it stands right now, they are paying $900 a month. So there's a considerable difference there. When I spoke with folks from Sierra Cascade Family Opportunities, they expressed that they could, within their budget, manage a $1,500 a month fee, which again is still low compared to fair market value. So one thing that we had discussed too is in some of their other contracts, they have an annual 3% increase built into the contract so that we don't need to renegotiate every 2 years. Save time for me, save time for you guys, save time for them.
So, my proposal is to go ahead and increase that fee to the $2,250 a month, along with the 3% annual increase for the balance of the contract. It is a 10-year contract. Their proposal is $1,500 a month plus the 3%. So, just looking for your guidance on this. And we have some folks from Sierra Cascade Family Opportunities here, if you'd like to hear from them.
I would.
Yeah, I'll let you from there.
Come on up.
Well, who's on board? I,
Could you state your name, please?
yes, my name is Nicolette Swain and I am the Data and Quality Improvement Manager for Sierra Cascade Family Opportunities. I've actually worked at that fairgrounds location probably 15 years. So we've been in that building. I think we calculated about 36 years. When people think about Susanville Head Start, they think about the one at the fairgrounds. So, we realize that we're here today because, you know, some numbers need to be moved and an increase needs to happen. But we would also like for it to be considered that our funding has not increased. It remains a flat. We get a grant every 5 years. It doesn't allow for increases such as this. So those kind of go into being able to pay wages, you know. COLA didn't increase for us this year. And then in the past 5 years, it's been either a 1% increase to high-end 5% increase, but those are specifically for wages. So, yeah, cost. We're a nonprofit organization that, you know, benefits the low-income families in our community, and so we want to continue to be able to do that. And we want to continue to do that at the fairgrounds. So.
Go ahead, Mike.
How many children or students do you guys service or minister to on a monthly basis?
Total, we have 143. At that location, we have 25.
How many?
25. And 143 across our 3 counties.
Would it be possible to disperse those 25 students out to the other outlying providers?
No, because of how our grant is. If you're talking about eliminating the building there completely, we would have to, I believe we'd have to look for other.
Is your grant specific to that building on the fairgrounds, or is it?
No, it's specific to county, I believe, yeah.
Out of all of your other,
Did you want to speak? Okay, go ahead.
thank you. Out of all of your other locations, are you paying more than 50 cents a square foot to rent the building, or do you know what that looks like?
Don't know what that looks like. I think it's all over across the board. Like Levitt Lake is considerably less.
Right.
So I know, I don't know that specifically. I'm sorry.
Well, what's the rent in Level Lake? Just out of curiosity.
The building is, we actually don't pay rent in Levitt Lake because of the water company is.
It was
So-
donated to us, so we just paid $1 for it.
yeah.
Okay, so you got $1.
And the difference, because of the way our grants are given, we have to earn back money. Essentially like volunteer, or it's called in kind, but so for our buildings that we're not paying the high end, the value, we get to count that as like donations, so to speak. And that helps the organization and for us to be able to provide services there.
And there a majority of grants, federal grants or state grants?
It's both. It's federal and state funded.
And more funding from the feds or more funding from?
I don't know the ratio.
Follow-up question. Actually, this is more probably to Bill.
Sure.
If they've been there for 35 years, 36 years, if they weren't there on an average basis, would anybody be there? So I mean, like $1,500 be better than zero?
That's kind of a question that'd be a little bit hard to answer. It is, basically a commercial, rental type property. It could be used for offices. I mean, for example, I know the county does rent a lot of buildings for office space. That could be an option to save money for the county if there was, a different department that needed office space. It is 4,500 square foot, and I know the county pays somewhere between 50 cents and up to $1 a square foot, depending on the facility, for the facilities that are rented by other departments. So I think it would be a marketable property, but it would have to be, again, the right organization going into it. So has a value, but 1,500 is better than nothing. So,
Thank you.
sure.
Aaron?
A couple of things, I mean, I really respect what you guys do. I really do. And you guys have been there for a very long time, and it's an icon within the community. I mean, like you say, everybody knows it. Everybody knows that. At the same time, we expect that fair to pull its own weight and make its own living per se. So it's not subsidized by the taxpayer dollars. And if you do the math on that, you're asking for, it only pays 60% of its value, 67% of its value. And if you go up 3% a year, it's going to take 16 years to get up to the price that we're asking for today. At the same time, if we were to grant you the 1,500 versus 2,250, that's a $750 in-kind contribution you can make to your grants. And so, I mean, I don't know. I think that, for as much as it is, I think we can probably help you out a little bit, but at the same time, that's going to put more pressure on Bill to raise the prices for the tickets for the fair and everything else, so it covers throughout the county. So I don't know. I just want to let you know that's where I'm kind of looking at it from the financial side. I mean, I respect what you guys do, and you guys do a good job, and I also respect what Bill's trying to do. So, I just wanted to put that out there, that those are the numbers that I kind of crushed and what I kind of come up with. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I think we could still make something work for you guys, but I just want to make it fair for everybody.
Okay.
I'm kind of leaning towards what Supervisor Albaugh is saying as well. At $1,500 a month, we're talking 30 cents a square foot. That's not fair market value. However, Mr. Bill, what do you think it costs with power and everything for the month, the fair, for just that building specifically in bills?
I don't have a number for you for just the 2 weeks of the fair, because they do vacate the building, or they don't vacate the building, but they don't hold school during the 2 weeks of around fair, just for logistics purposes. I don't have a number for you as far as the utilities during the fair. Not prepared for that question.
Okay, well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to put you.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Asking for during the fair or for the year?
Well, no, I'm just saying per month, what do you think it costs with, water, sewer, electric, what it costs?
Okay, so they pay their electric.
Okay.
That we read, they have separate meters on the building. We read the meters, we bill them for the power that they use.
Okay.
They pay their garbage service. What's provided to them is water, because it doesn't have a separate water meter, and it would be really hard to speculate how much water is truly used there. There's not a separate sewer service, so water and sewer are provided. Snow removal is provided in the wintertime. And then, lawn care, lawn maintenance, because basically it's the area around their building that is also a common area to the fair. So
What about building maintenance?
Building maintenance, I don't have a whole lot of experience with building maintenance there. I know there's some deferred maintenance that needs to be done due to a water leak. I know historically, if there's been major improvements that needed to be done, Sierra Cascade is taking care of that. But I don't know the extent of that.
So I
Go
can
ahead.
speak to that.
Yeah.
Building maintenance, we have taken care of like carpet, plumbing, lights, electricity, all that kind of stuff. Like we take care of that.
All the playground. Don't forget all
playground.
playground.
The playground and our playground, yard maintenance is also taken care of, yes.
I will say, keep in mind, commercial property is a little bit different than residential property. When it comes to commercial property, leasehold improvements, carpet, paint, playground, that kind of thing, that would all be the tenant's responsibility to begin with. That's unlike residential property where, the carpet wears out, the landlord pays for that. This is a little bit different scenario, so.
I guess I'll wait for discussion between us. I'll have more
I
questions.
have a quick question.
Sure.
Is there a kitchen involved in that, a commercial kitchen?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
And where did that equipment come from?
I believe it was provided by Sierra Cascade Family Opportunity.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that was my next question, so.
I just have maybe a suggestion. It's not one of the options, but Sierra Cascade is willing to pay $1,500. If we want to be a fair market value is $2,250. That's a difference of $750. Is there any way you guys can meet in the middle at $1,875? And then that way you guys are both happy, or is that even an option?
That's what I got on my paper.
I mean, I think we would like to stay obviously at the lower end, but I can take it back to my executive director as well.
I mean, that puts us closer to 40 cents a square foot as opposed to 30 and not quite 50. And then that almost gets us to fair market value. Just a suggestion.
Frank, did you have a question?
What, more of a comment.
Okay.
Bill's mentioned the commercial value of this, but and in a way, it's a commercial building, but it's also a public building.
Yes.
And, as a county, we do provide a public service. And we do that at the expense of the county, just in general. And I think there's value in, like the $1,500 amount that they're looking at. They're coming up from where they were. But they're not obviously gonna cover the whole thing, but you know what? As a public entity, we're never gonna get full value for most of the things that we do. That's why we have public government that provides those things. And I think it's a valuable service to our community and to the kids that are involved. And so, this can't just be about the profit and loss statement. And with or without this, the fair, if they break even, we're happy to, we're getting closer to that goal. But I don't want to do it at the expense of the kids. I think it's we're providing a service to the community that's valuable. And we have to take that into consideration. It's not strictly a commercial building. It's a public building.
Bill?
I do have one other comment in relation to that. One thing to keep in mind, and this is a comment in favor of Sierra Cascade. They do vacate they discontinue service during that time of the fair. Any other commercial rental there would be a problem with that. We wouldn't be able to ask somebody that was in an office building to, hey, you're closed for 2 weeks in the summertime in order for us to facilitate our other event. So just another thing to keep in mind that is a benefit to the county and to the fair of having them there.
Yeah, and we're fully out of that building, like even staff are off during the time to make that accommodation.
And we use that building a lot at fair time, don't we?
Not really.
No?
Historically, yes, but I think
Yeah, and the
In
past
recent
few
years,
years, not so much, but yes, historically, the upper floor of that building is kind of a meeting room.
Right.
And it's been used for hospitality, that sort of thing. And that option is still available to us. It means they have to move a bunch of, equipment and furniture out of the way, but they're willing to do that with notice, so.
It just really, I appreciate you. You guys bend over backwards to make it work. And I really appreciate that because moving furniture and you're doing all that moving in and moving out in a 2-week time frame. It says a lot about your willingness to get along.
it's definitely a collaboration for sure,
that's,
you know.
that's impressive to me. So I'll bring it up here. Does anybody have any more questions? Bring it up here for comment on the board.
I got a comment.
I'll stay.
So the childcare center there, it has been there for 35 years and it's been, a steady income to that fairgrounds for the 35 years. I feel the contract is just as important as the Sierra Cascade, military. You know, that, program has helped the fairgrounds, not only have cash income, but, so that I would hate to see us price them out of the market because they've been there and the fairgrounds needed that money. And they've been a great partner for the fairgrounds. I think the only thing that they didn't supply, and I could be wrong, but, the, air conditioning unit that went into that building. That the fairgrounds use the state construction company that helps fairgrounds to put that air conditioning unit in. They're constantly going in there. I've seen them go in there and paint. They put down new carpet. They've put up the exterior or new sprinkler system in there, bark, the commercial kitchen, you know, and they maintain that building. And that building, before they got there was a wreck. Was a wreck. And no one, you know, would have rented that building. It used to be the old 4-H building and the kids would come in there and spend the week of fair and they had bunks and stuff in there. And that's what that building was designed for, was the week of fair. The kids couldn't come back and forth and they would spend a week there. And whenever other organizations have needed to use the kitchen and stuff for during fair time, you know, they've always been very supportive and stuff. And so I would just hate to see us lose income that we've counted on for the last 35 years and outprice them. You know, I would like to, you know, have them continue to search because we do need the income just like you guys do to help maintain that. But but they have been a great partner. And I hope you guys don't mess it up.
Okay.
This a 10-year from 2023 to 2033 that we're just modifying?
Correct. It had a provision in there that it was to be renegotiated in 25.
Mhm.
Started that negotiation process, but with the executive director retiring and the transition, it's just taken us a little bit longer to get to this point.
Okay, I've been crunching a little bit of numbers. At 3% at the 1,500 that you're willing to pay, that's $45 a month increase every year. If it went to 5%, that would be a $75 increase, and over 10 years, we would be at fair market value, and it would not be
The value market today, that's gonna
today.
increase in 10 years.
Of course, that's gonna increase in 10 years, but I'm just looking at numbers. You do a big service for the kiddos in the community. And I don't know, without going above the 1,500, maybe a 5% increase. Some kind of negotiation. I mean, what do you think, Bill? You're recommended 2,250.
Well, I pulled the 2250 off of, I talked to a couple of realtors here in Susanville that deal with commercial property. And they said that should be worth at least 50 cents a square foot. And there is commercial property being rented on up to the dollar plus a square foot.
Mhm.
But there's also commercial property empty in town. So I settled on the 50 cents a square foot would be what seemed like a fair market value. However, there are the considerations of the 2 weeks during the fair, that we don't have any conflict there, and the history, and then also the fact that you know it is serving people in the county that need that. So just from a strictly business side, I'd say we need to really look at that 2250. But taking the other things into consideration, 1,500 is certainly better than where we were in 23 and 24, and 25 for that matter, at the $900 a month, which was just horribly low. So that's why I brought it to you guys for direction on it. Like I say, if it was just from the business standpoint, I'd say the 2250, but take those other things into consideration.
Well, I appreciate your total realm of opinion there, right? Because both sides is very important.
Right.
You know, our kids are our future. They really are. I have a quick question.
Yes.
When's the last time you had had to pay an increase in your rent down there?
I think it's been a long time.
A long time, and you were paying 700,
900.
900.
Mhm. I don't know exactly.
Right,
when the
that's
last
okay. I'm
increases,
just-
But it has
It's
been a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
I look back into
Well,
some of the
in
old
all
contracts.
fairness, I think somewhere we need to take care of you, but we need to look out for the county. That's why people voted us into office. They believe that we will do that. I'm open for suggestions. Go ahead, Aaron.
Couple of things. You know, I don't think anybody up here is out to take advantage of you guys or mess with the kids. I mean, I think everybody up here acknowledges you've been a good partner, and a good friend, and a good asset to the fair and the community as well. At the same time, you know, I think if we go to $1,750 a month with your 3%, I think that gets us way closer to what it actually is. I'm still going to give you $500 a month in-kind contribution for your grant funds moving forward. It's only going to take, I mean, you're at 78% of the retail market value then, and it takes you 8 years to get caught up to today's market value. And I think that that's fair. And so that's what I would like to see negotiated and contracted for myself. And then, Bill, as you look on attachment D on page 9 of the contract, you need to make that name change.
I'm sorry, which page?
Was he page 9?
Got Caitlin's name on there 2 or 3 times now.
This was the contract that she she negotiated to begin with 2 years ago. This is the 2023 contract that I provided you. This isn't a draft of a new contract.
Okay.
My proposal was to amend this contract with the direction that you give me.
Okay, fair enough.
So as it stands, this contract's still in place.
Okay, fair enough. I thought this was gonna be the new contract.
No, I didn't change my name.
Okay.
Or Amanda or Amanda. or everybody else.
Do you have any, I'm looking for any more comments? I'm looking for a motion then.
I'll make a motion to, do the $1,500.
There's no motion, Gary. It's just direction to staff.
Okay, direction to staff. Okay. His direction to staff. Do I have a second?
I'm okay either way, 1,500, but with a 5% increase or the 1,750 at 3%. Either way, it's gonna be the same number in about 5 years. I'm okay either way.
I know that their proposal was 1,500 and that's what they can comfortably afford. I'd like to keep it like that as well, but I also agree with Aaron that we gotta move the bar a little bit in the direction of being fiscally responsible. And so I would go with the 1,750 as well. I mean, it's not, 1,750 is not 2,250. And I think that's a compromise. Hopefully it would be palatable to you guys, or you figure out whether.
I have a question for you. Is that with the 3% increase you're?
With 3%, like I said.
You agree with the 1,750 at 3%?
Okay, and with that, so we're gonna increase it and then we expect them to keep up the commercial kitchen, to keep up the dumping money in the commercial kitchen, dumping money into the equipment, the bark that they put in there, do the painting and do the building maintenance. We expect them to do that too.
Because that's usually what commercial property.
That's
Well, what we're doing here is we're giving direction to staff. So we're giving our thoughts. Bill's gonna take it back to negotiate with, or sorry, I forget your name.
Nicolette.
Nicolette. Nicolette's got to go back to her board to see what they can do. Once they agree with something, then they'll come back to us and then we can yay or nay or.
We'll do this again.
We get to do it again.
Right.
I will say, I would hope that like as we increase, we do have a few standing items to be fixed that are pretty major. Some pretty major water damage from a flood that happened based on a water line that didn't get turned off from the fairgrounds that flooded our building. So I feel like we're almost 3, actually, no, February makes 3 years that hasn't been fixed.
I think that's a very fair ask too, so.
I think this can all go back to your negotiations.
Yes.
But I think now you understand where we're coming from and why we're coming there, and we have a better understanding where you're at. So now when Bill comes back or you guys come back, now we know.
Yeah, because we're not at a finished spot, we're at a starting spot, so.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
just so that Bill doesn't leave here with a screaming headache.
Too late.
Perhaps it would make sense to come back with a couple of options. And the information about the water leak and what that might entail in terms of cost. And then we can have this discussion again and you can have some options.
I think that's a great plan. Agreed?
Yeah. No,
Agreed?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And then, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm gonna be in touch.
All right, sounds good.
Application fees. Yes. H2. Since I've been your fair manager, all short-term rentals have been based on individual contracts. These contracts have to be written by the fair, taken to the county council for approval, sent back, makes numerous trips for the person renting a venue for for a day or a couple of days. Kind of clunky, cumbersome, hard to deal with. So what we're proposing here is a facilities use application and fee schedule that is basically identical to the application and process at the Veterans Memorial Hall that's already been approved. So I did a cut and paste on that contract, added the fees for the different facilities. Those fees have been approved by the auditor's office. I also included, since we have just been licensed as a commissary kitchen in Jensen Hall for use by folks that have things like food trucks. So I've also included a fee schedule for that, and that too was approved by the auditor's office. So I am just asking for approval of this facility's application and fees so that we can move forward and save everybody some time and save those folks interested in renting facilities a trip.
I agree with everything that's written down, the fees and all that stuff. I don't
Great.
follow any of that. I was looking at the page 2 of the package, the reservation guidelines for use of the fairgrounds. And it's like the second or third paragraph, talks about balance of use fees is due in full. The line number 2 says cleaning security deposit or organization in lieu of deposit. What's that mean?
Okay, that would be if the,
Like they're gonna clean up themselves?
excuse me.
They're gonna clean it up themselves or?
Well, that and they're providing the assurance that it will be done, rather than a cleaning deposit. Like if the 4-H wants to use the facility and we get a guarantee from 4-H that yes, they're going to have the facility back in the shape that they received it. We won't be charging them the deposit ahead of time, or the Chamber of Commerce, or one of those organizations. This wouldn't apply to Sam Jones that's going to come in and have a wedding reception. Exactly.
So it's based on a relationship with or past history with the organization.
Absolutely.
I've just got a couple things.
Yeah.
Thank you for all this hard work you put into this. This has been a long time coming. Couple things. I like the 50% non-refundable up to $200 up front when you want to reserve the building. I like that. I did not see in here insurance, the different prices. I'm just looking at Lassen County Fairgrounds.
Right. Okay. So no, I did not include that. It has in here that they must provide insurance. If the individual organization doesn't have insurance that would be acceptable to us, then we'll present them with the CFSA option.
I just wanted to bring this up to the board.
Okay.
For example, up to 550 people, between 200 and 500 people in Jensen Hall, it was $115.
$115 for a
insurance
meeting or
for that meeting. If you have less than 200 people.
That's reasonable.
It is really reasonable.
yeah, and I think it's 150 people. I think it's less than 150 people is $75. And those premiums just went down from CFSA. They went down from, I think it was 95 or 100 for the lowest occupancy range, down to that 75. The same thing with that next range was that, I believe it was 150 to 500, went from 150 down to 115. So whatever the fairgrounds out there that are utilizing this insurance, whatever they're doing, including us, we're doing it right because we're not seeing premiums increase. We're seeing them decrease.
I'm impressed with those premiums.
It's
Yeah.
Well, I'm noticing now you have a cleaning security deposit.
Mhm.
Is that going to be upfront? Then you got to wait and make sure the building's clean to give it back, or would
Yes.
that be covered under insurance and you don't have? To
No,
pay?
no, that'd be paid upfront and then get it back.
So Jensen.
And then that's what Supervisor Scanlon was asking about as far as the organizations of the familiarity.
So Jensen Hall now without the kitchen would be 500 plus 300 plus the insurance amount that's necessary depending on how many people.
Yes.
Now, the cleaning security deposit would pertain to every single rental?
Yes.
On this?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't take long to eat up a few $100s in labor cleaning up after somebody.
No.
And depending on who they, if they're rainbow people, it wouldn't cover it.
And Tom's not always gonna volunteer to come down at 4 o'clock in the morning to help me empty trash cans.
Aaron,
On your list, you have barn rentals.
Yes,
Does that include all the barns, the pig barn, the rabbit barn, the dairy barns, all those along there? Every barn is 150.
mhm,
The whole barn?
the whole barn,
And that's a day or?
a day,
A day.
yes.
That doesn't apply to the 4-H kids at fair and all that other stuff.
Traditionally, we've done a trade. No, not during the fair. This
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the
Okay.
fair. This is all interim. And I mean, if the 4-H wanted a barn for a day to do a training, that sort of thing, historically, we have traded with them a work day or a couple of work days for those kids to come in and work on projects that we have set aside for them at the fairgrounds in order to do a trade for the use of the facility.
that's a win for everybody.
And that's something that, that they utilize quite often, and we're glad they work around our schedule, and we're glad to have them there for that use and for the time that they come and help us out.
Gretchen, did you have a question?
I did, thank you. Has this agreement been reviewed by the CFSA?
CFSA. No.
For the fair.
It's just been my experience that they like to take a look at these agreements and make sure that you're properly covered since they're providing the fairs themselves.
Could you enlighten us to the acronym?
California first.
Okay,
That's what I
Fair
thought.
services. No, they have not reviewed this. Andrew's reviewed it and our auditor's office has reviewed it. And again, it's basically a copy of what is already used within the county for the Veterans Hall.
As I understand, it's just been my experience that when fairs change the agreements that they're using, because they help with some of the programming and stuff like that, there's specific language that they have historically looked for in those agreements, and I just want to make sure that we're not running out of that.
Now, that's a good idea.
It is.
I can definitely have them take a look at it. Not a problem.
Thank you, Gretchen.
You're welcome.
So we'll bring it back.
Or can you have a motion if it's approved by the use?
I would rather just table it and come
Okay.
back and
We'll table it.
make sure that there's not substantial changes or anything like that. So
Think we
the
go.
board knows what they're agreeing to. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Bill.
I've got them.
I just want to recognize Bill for doing this.
Yeah.
It's been taking up my time, council's time, everybody's time, just to do like one contract. And meanwhile, we have this going on over at the vets, easy peasy. And why it's never been easy peasy at the fairgrounds, I don't know. But Bill's worked hard, and I also want to recognize him for the previous agenda item, because it's not easy to come in and, have propose an increase to something everybody is near and dear. And so he, went out and tried to give you the four corners of the situation. And I appreciate that, because it could have been very unpopular. It sort of is, but he also is obligated to do what you set him out to do, and that's to, have the fair be a balanced endeavor. So.
Right. And I appreciate the input on that, especially on the prior agenda item, just from the standpoint of, I recognize that not everything at the fair is going to be a money-making proposition. It's not entirely a business, but on the other hand, it is a business. We just have to be conscious of both sides of that. And, for the record, I don't hate kids.
Bill? What it really makes a difference is at year end, they go, well, why does it look this way? So, and I appreciate it.
Well,
I have to say, I appreciate all your efforts too.
and
That's been a lot of work.
Yeah, thank you. And that's one of the reasons I did want to bring Sierra Cascade to the board and explain it because, you know, at the end of the year and at budget time, when we're looking at funding and, you know, we can look back at these things and say, okay, maybe the fair isn't 100% covering itself, but there's a reason why. These are the things that we're doing for the community, for the good of all, and take that into consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Anything else?
No update.
Thought you were gonna be here.
What's that?
I thought you were gonna be here.
Yeah, I can only blame myself, but it ends up I don't have to be there till tomorrow.
You
That's a
wanted to
better
show us something
window
good.
anyway. It's supposed to be 50% tomorrow versus 100% today, which, you know, felt full well of.
It wasn't 100% today.
Yeah.
This morning it was.
Yep.
So with that, we're adjourned.
Okay.